Welcome to Let's Talk NBA with Rick and Jack. I know the avalanche is coming, and I don't mean hockey, NBA. The comment I made on the Knicks, I know you want to talk about it.
No, I don't even want to.
Welcome, by the way. Welcome into our NBA show.
It's one of those things.
A lot of good money you made.
That I want to talk about. But before I talk about my New York Knicks, I want to talk about your LA Clippers.
I'm disgraced. I'm embarrassed.
So let's talk
you
about
want
it.
Me to talk about it?
No, but
our production sure I brought it up immediately.
So my quarrel with the Clippers is
it's been consistent all year.
They're consistent. They're consistently not in the lineup together at all. Sometimes not together or just one. Whatever the case is, the Clippers are not. They don't play their stars. They're the LA load managers.
Yeah, very discouraging.
And then guess what? Rick's always been defending all year long, but they're still the best. They're still the best team. And then guess what happened the last two games? They showed their true colors. What did they do, Rick?
They didn't play.
Why didn't they play?
Because they wanted the number 4 spot.
Because they didn't want to see who?
They didn't want to see Portland. They wanted to see Dallas.
They didn't want to see a full team.
It's disgraceful. Nobody wants to play Portland. I'll tell you right now. Look what they did at Denver the other night. Where they did about 20-something points.
I think
they should have beat Phoenix. The guy misses 2 free throws at the end of the game for Portland when they got the game won. Oh my God. Covington. That wasn't that a disgraceful game?
Yes.
For Portland to lose on, the guy misses 2 free throws.
But everything happens for a reason. It's all right.
Anyway,
because maybe they would, a couple wins here, they would have.
Now Portland's going to have to play Denver, and the Clippers are going to play Dallas, who they know they can beat. And the Clippers have a lot of talent, and we'll continue. Believe me, they have a lot of talent, but I think they lack leadership. I don't like their owner. I never seen a guy, Steve Ballmer, whatever his name is. He made all his money at Microsoft. That guy's the weakest owner in the NBA, and you can tell him that, anybody who watches it, because I don't like an owner who sits there and acts such a fool at the game. Most owners got class. They watch the game, they win and they lose. This guy's throwing his hands up, going like this, and I'm like, come on, man.
You don't say that about, what's his name?
Mark Cuban?
Mark Cuban.
He's
animated.
Cuban is not as animated as that guy.
Jerry Jones does the same thing in football.
Jerry Jones isn't too bad. He lets his sons do all that.
It could have been.
He sits there very stoic.
It could be James Dolan in New York, which all of us Knicks fans don't like him.
He's crazy.
So
he fights with.
Give me Ballmer over Dolan every day.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways, we don't want to talk about the owners. I just was a sidebar. But your Knicks really have stepped up. They're going to continue to play well.
I hope so. Atlanta is a good matchup for them. I think that the Knicks are just a little bit more talented than Atlanta. But I wouldn't be surprised if Atlanta showed up too, because Atlanta has heart. The Knicks have heart. The Knicks play hard. Atlanta plays hard. It's gonna be between, is Trae Young gonna show up and do his thing that he did last year, or is Randall gonna show why he is in the top 5 for MVP?
Boyd's playing well.
Because they showed me those last two games, or the last 3 games of the season.
They won 3 in a row to finish the year. Unlike the Clippers, they were trying.
They didn't.
They were content to have the 6th spot. The Knicks wanted that 4th spot.
Yes.
They wanted, and they're going to play Atlanta, which is probably going to be a great competitive.
They didn't want to play Milwaukee. Who wants to play Milwaukee in the first round?
Not me.
No.
Milwaukee's a very together ball club right now. They look formidable, but it's going to be tough to beat Brooklyn. As James Harden said, he said it a couple times now. He said, there's no way a team's going to beat us 4 games in a 7-game series. They're not going to beat us. You can't beat us 4 times. And you know what? With them at full strength, I somehow believe that. And look at the Lakers. The Lakers, their subs got a lot of good work this season to put them in a position. And I continue to tell people, if Kuzma's on, the Lakers are going to be impossible to beat.
But here's the thing.
The other guys will be on.
Kudos to the Lakers because they lost both of their stars, and they could have just given up a season and said, screw it, we're done for the season. Let's think about next year. But guess what? There are a couple of games where they fought hard. I saw even when Anthony Davis came back, that game with the Knicks, I was going back and forth. it was one of those games where I wanted the Knicks to win, but if they lost to the Lakers, I wouldn't have been mad. And it was such a good game. We were going back and forth. I was screaming, I was yelling.
Like 20 legions.
But it was a great game. And it's like, this is what I'm expecting in the playoffs.
Yeah.
It was the top defensive teams in the league going against each other, but they were scoring and they were defending and they were playing hard. Anthony Davis hobbling, but still trying to play hard.
Anthony Davis played really hard in that game against the Knicks. That was a defining game, and they didn't have LeBron. The last couple games, Lakers didn't play anybody. They played Indiana and New Orleans.
But
LeBron got a little.
But you're supposed to win the games. That you're
yeah, Schroeder's back. Which Schroeder is very important to the makeup of the Lakers. He's got to be there. But the Lakers are a very tough team, and LeBron said something. He looked into the camera in the post-game interview and said, "Let the chips fall where they may." And I said to myself, I know what LeBron's talking about. We'll be there.
Oh,
we'll be there.
We'll be there.
Don't worry. The Lakers will be there. Brooklyn will be there. It all depends upon, again, one thing you all have to recognize and realize, this is not bubble basketball. Bubble basketball, everybody was contained there, the same room, the same food, the same gym.
Same routine.
Same routine, and it was good for a lot of them. When you got to travel and you got family asking for tickets, you got kids that are sick and wives that are, complaining about something or something going on in the family, some kind of drama. It's a lot different to play. And how many teams can handle it? And teams like the Lakers and Brooklyn can handle it. Tom Thibodeau, that's what I like about the Knicks. They have a great coach. Thibodeau, there's the Thibodeau part of this where he's one of the best coaches in the NBA. Look what he's done with this team. This guy's got to be coach of the year, right? He's got to be coach of the year.
Yes,
right?
but he's gonna. For me, I think he's coach of the year. But you have a guy in Phoenix. What's his name?
Monty
Williams.
Yeah, great coach. Another great coach.
I think he's the one that's gonna get it because of where
another great year
of where Phoenix landed in the number 2 spot, and they were one game away.
Yeah, so, but does Phoenix and Utah have enough?
Yes.
When you talk about
I've been telling you all year long. How do you keep asking me the same thing? Yes. You
think
yes.
You heard this here.
Yes.
Hey,
I said it.
Okay.
When the beginning of the season.
Does he believe it?
And I'm saying it again.
Do you believe it?
I'm saying it again.
Believe him?
Phoenix is the team
this
to
is
win
a mild-mannered guy. His blood's boiling now. Calm down, big fella. Calm down.
I love Phoenix.
I hate to disappoint my friend Jack. Neither Phoenix or Utah will be in the championship.
Man.
It's going to be the Lakers and Milwaukee.
Lakers, Milwaukee.
That's what I say right now today. But we got a couple playing games. What you think?
Oh, so we got.
Who's going to win the playing game?
So we got Hornets and Pacers. Yeah. I think the Hornets are going to win that one. That's my pick on that.
Okay.
And then I think
Ball's back.
Wizards
and Washington.
Wizards and Celtics. I think this is the game that Beal is going to go nuts. And
he's still hurt. His hamstring's still bothering him. He didn't look good the other day. You could see he was very tentative. Though they won a big game to get in. They won a big game to get.
And I think
that was a big game to get the 8th spot for them.
And I think he's gonna do it. But the problem is, if they lose, they're gonna have to play again.
Yeah, I mean, like the Lakers. This is a funny thing in the West: Lakers and Golden State. It doesn't matter if either one of them loses; they're going to beat San Antonio or Memphis. Toss it up. Who's going to win between San Antonio and Memphis? And then the loser of the Lakers Golden State game is going to get to play them.
I think Memphis will win. Well, but they have to hold down John Morant.
Well, I mean, that's any player.
But it's hard to.
John Morant. Oh yeah, in San Antonio, you got to stop DeRozan. So
DeRozan is not the same person. DeRozan is not the same person. They
got a couple young guys that are good on the team, by the way. But DeRozan's not too bad.
No, not.
But I don't like any. I don't like San Antonio. Memphis, I love John Morant. I love that guy. Lakers, Golden State. I think it's going to end up. Lakers will probably beat Golden State by 20. Memphis will beat San Antonio. Golden State will end up beating Memphis.
You don't think Steph Curry has something to say about that?
They're not going to beat the Lakers. Golden State will not beat the Lakers. They will beat the winner of the San Antonio Memphis game and get the 8th spot. The Lakers are going to get the 7th spot. Golden State's going to get the 8th. That's my opinion. In the East, I don't think Boston's done yet. I think Boston beats Washington, and I think Indiana beats the Hornets, and then Washington goes and beats Indiana. And you're going to get Boston 7 and Washington 8. That's what I think.
Okay.
What do you think?
I still think the Hornets are going to beat the Pacers, and you're going to have Wizards. I think they might beat the Celtics. I'm not convinced Brad Stevens can. He's going to get outcoached.
Boston's still got enough to beat Washington. They play good defense. Russell will make enough mistakes for Washington to lose. And Russell plays all those great games. You don't realize he makes a lot of mistakes. In Indiana, people don't realize. You got Sabonis and LeVert. Karis LeVert is a great ball player. He was hurt most of the year. With Sabonis and LeVert, they're capable to play with anybody in the league. So Indiana has the capability to beat any of these 4 teams here. They may not have enough off the bench. But when you think about LeVert and Sabonis, are those not 2 great players?
But when it comes to
they're 2 all-star quality guys.
But when it comes to playoffs, you need your core bench players to come out and perform for you on a daily basis. Indiana does not have that.
We'll see. Anyways,
and that's why all year long we've been talking about teams with deep benches, right? And I'm like, oh man, nobody talks about Portland's deep bench. Nobody talks about the Suns' deep bench. Nobody really talks about Utah's deep bench.
Tell me what's deep about Portland's bench.
Everybody on that team.
So you're talking about deep bench. Enes Kanter comes in for Nurkic in the middle. Carmelo comes in,
and he did.
They got that kid Simons.
Yes,
the kid who won the dunk contest at the All-Star game.
And not to mention,
who else they got?
McCollum.
McCollum and Dame are good, but you got to look at guys like Covington, Jones, who came from Miami. Those guys aren't that good. If they had Zach playing, the kid who's gotten hurt so many times from Boise State, they might be a lot better. But I don't. Again, playing on the road, playing every other day, you're going to watch these teams get tired. And it is the teams that have a strong bench. But
everybody's tired.
Like Brooklyn. Brooklyn has the strongest bench in the league. Brooklyn, they have the strongest bench in the league, followed by the Lakers.
So then why didn't
by the Lakers.
So then why didn't you say they're going to the finals? You said Milwaukee.
Just something about Milwaukee this year that's telling me that they're going to do it. And the difference of having Holiday, he's going to be the difference maker. Middleton, and Giannis, they're going to play great. Having Holiday is going to make a difference. And PJ Tucker's going to have something to say about these playoffs, by the way. They've been resting him a little bit. PJ Tucker's a seasoned playoff guy. But it's going to be fun. By the way, I wanted to interject here. There's an opportunity to play a lot of ball games. Starting tonight, the opportunity to bet on NBA games and to really watch them closely, watch injury reports. Check out our guys at the great betting app, FanWagon. I know you play FanWagon. I play FanWagon. Those guys are great. It's a different kind of app where you can actually bet against your friends. And to me, that's the greatest bet. We bet against each other, and it's fun because you get bragging rights against friends. But FanWagon is based on making bets against your friends. Go check it out. That's a great app. Those guys over there, the owners, Chris and Dexter, couple of awesome dudes. Their concept is awesome. Check FanWagon out because we like them. I think you'll like them. And it's more fun to banter back and forth with your friends during the game and argue. And you know how we do. We love to argue, men and women nowadays. As many women watch this stuff as men.
And even know more than some of the men.
Oh, there's some knowledgeable ladies out there that love the NBA.
And what's cool about FanWagon is any state that you're in, it's going to be legal. Whereas as far as for us here in Vegas, we're fortunate that we can go to the casino and we can bet each other on FanWagon. So if there's not legalized gambling in your state, FanWagon is perfect for you.
Yeah, it's a good point. And it's a fun app. Betting against friends is the ultimate. I mean, how much do we, you know,
And you
like
get
I
to-
called you up and said, hey, after I told you the Knicks were going to get the 6th spot, they were done. You told me, and what did I tell you in the text? They don't measure up to Atlanta and Miami. And you didn't text me back, by the way. I know he was mad at me. He didn't text me back, and I said, oh, I got him there, and he's like, oh, we'll wait and see.
A win is a
Anyways,
win.
the Knicks win 3 in a row.
Yeah.
I didn't think they'd do it. But, you know, it's fun. And again, we gamble on this stuff, believe me. And this is a time of year because when teams aren't playing and aren't trying in the NBA, you know, teams do it like the Clippers did the last 2 games. It's terrible to bet on them and be so discouraged. And when people don't show up or only play half a game going down the stretch, I wasn't betting on any of that. But, you know, betting is part of this world nowadays. Everybody promotes it. Everybody promotes all these betting apps out there. So, you know, do your thing, make your bets, go to FanWagon. If you got a casino nearby, bet at the casino. But watch the games closely. Watch injury reports. Watch travel. Watch home games. The home team wins a lot in the NBA playoffs. So, you have any tips for our bettors on how to watch and what to watch for in playing these games and betting on? What would you offer up to our fans?
Team morale.
Team morale.
And team culture. If you have a team that's together, like you have a team like the Clippers that's have a couple divas on it, I'd stay away from them or even bet against them because more often I don't hate the Clippers.
I don't hate anybody.
I don't
dislike their owner.
No, I'm just calling it out like it is. Those teams have turmoils inside. And guess what? When it comes down to the big game, they're gonna lose. So look for stuff like that. Look for, you know, little quarrels here and there on the sideline. I look for that, and then the next game, you could see I'll bet against them. Little things like that, because I think culture on a team in an organization is a big deal.
Let me ask you a question. Ty Lue, the coach.
Yes.
Won a championship in Cleveland.
Yes.
He had a couple of prima donnas, LeBron and Kyrie Irving, that weren't getting along, but they got along enough to win the game. Is it the incredible leadership of LeBron that put him over the hump, or is Lue a good coach, or Lue has no control of his team? What is it that you don't like about the Clippers? There's a lot of talent there. I mean, the talent spews out of them, and the addition of Rondo. You know, I mean, I think it's going to inevitably be Lakers and Clippers in the Western Conference Championship, with the Lakers winning it. Again, it's all about health. Health is going to play a role in these playoffs because it's been the common thread throughout these playoffs. I mean, throughout the season, teams have been hurt and have not played. Key players have not played. I think there's going to continue to be injuries in the NBA playoffs that are going to affect this whole thing seriously, and that's why you got to watch it closely. I don't believe, Jack, that Utah or Phoenix has enough to be in the championship to go to the title. I don't believe it. I don't believe that in the end, Brooklyn's going to stay healthy enough to be good. I really don't. And I don't like Steve Nash is not the answer. Steve Nash is not the answer. I know he's got a big cast of coaches behind him.
Here's the thing.
I know he's got some good coaches behind him, but he's the ultimate decision maker. And Steve Nash is not Steve Kerr. Not the same kind of coach.
And that's what I was going to say.
Same kind of coach.
And that's where I was going to go.
Kerr came right in and took over because Mark Jackson left him a full cupboard, by the way. And I know you people who watch the NBA know that. He was left, Mark Jackson did a good job with that team, and he left Kerr a full cupboard, and Kerr did what he had to do, and he's a great leader.
Not to mention, sometimes
I don't believe that Nash is a great leader.
The organizations bring in little other pieces that made a big difference.
Good owners there, great owners there, great management.
So, like with Golden State, when Kerr came over and took over, it reminded me of I want to say it was $99 or $2,000 when Tony Dungy got fired, and then Chucky came over and won the championship with them.
Yeah.
You have a good team. And I don't see why. I don't see why Nash can't do the same thing. He's got the talent. The team is talented. The team is loaded.
Well, of course it's talented. Bringing in Blake Griffin was huge. Blake has been huge for them. He's playing really good ball, but I think in the end, injuries are going to affect that team.
And
hey, if everybody's healthy all the way through, which I don't think is going to happen,
but they're not.
It's going to be the Lakers in Brooklyn,
they're not
which
showing,
everybody wanted in the beginning.
They're not showing any kind of, other than Harden, there's no one else that's like nursing an injury on a day and night out. Well, Durant's back and Durant's playing like Durant used to play.
Not quite that good, but he's playing fine.
Hey, I'll take him any day over most people right now. So, my next question.
Let's not talk about MVP today. I want to talk a few more minutes about Brooklyn and why, if they stay healthy, they'll be there. I'm saying Milwaukee because I think they're going to stay healthier. But, Brooklyn got a good bench. I'm a bench guy. Supporting guys, not necessarily bench. I mean, Joe Harris. Have you seen the way Jeff Green has played this year? Jeff Green is having an out-of-body experience. He's never played that well. Jeff Green looks unbelievable. Blake is back to playing really good basketball, Blake Griffin. So, I'm still going to stick with Milwaukee and the Lakers in the finals, but we got a lot of good action. That's the first question I want to answer. At this early date, it'll evolve over the weeks. And again, watch these games and play bet the home teams early. It's fun. Get your bets in. Get your bets in with FanWagon. Those are good dudes. Or get them in wherever you get them, but check out FanWagen. Who's in the finals? This is like you asking me about MVP. It's throwing stones in the air.
Brooklyn and Phoenix.
Brooklyn and Phoenix.
The two number 2.
That won't happen, folks. But anyways, yes, Tom. About MVP, we'll go right back. Brooklyn and Phoenix. Yeah. Let me write that down so you don't try to back up on me.
Oh no, it's
Brooklyn, Phoenix. Hey, you've got to understand, if the Lakers are healthy, if Clippers are healthy, either one of those teams is better than Utah or Phoenix. That's my opinion. Brooklyn, healthy, nobody's better. They're going to win the whole thing. Brooklyn's going to win the whole thing. MVP is very simple. Jokic. From start to finish, he's been the best player in the league. He hasn't been injured. He's played all year. He's missed very few games. He's been a leader. He's led a team after Murray got hurt. Without a doubt, Jokic wins.
Okay. That's my MVP.
Yeah, I mean, who else would it be? No,
I want
capable Steph Curry, of course.
Yeah.
Chris Paul, of course. Giannis, of course. Embiid, of course. There's a lot of great players. I mean, I hate that they even have to give somebody an MVP because I look at all NBA above MVP. The first 5 guys that make all NBA, I mean, you got to be really good. Think about how good how many good players there are. The top 5 guys, that's what I'm interested in. Because any of them could be the MVP. But the top 5.
But when it comes to,
I look at all leagues.
But when it comes to that, I think it's jaded where most of the NBA players right now, or quite a few of them, they can play all 5 positions. So because they're so dominant in what they're, like especially our power forwards, they generally play all the positions, but there can only be one power forward in all the NBA. But that's not fair because that some nights he's playing center, some nights he's point guard, and he's covering the shooting guard, like all these stuff. So then it's like, for me, like when you say all NBA, it's
your top 5 players. I don't care what position.
But that's not how they do it.
Who's better at guard than Steph Curry? He's in all NBA. Okay, what guard is better than him? Anybody you can take from another position. Steph's as good as anybody in the league. Steph has had an unbelievable year.
He has.
Beyond that, who do you put at the other guard? Chris Paul. How about this young man called Jordan Clarkson in Utah? The way he has played and carried that team since Donovan Mitchell has been hurt. So many of you don't even know, and if you watch NBA, you know who Jordan Clarkson is, ex-Laker. Fine player. Going to be 6th man of the year. Do you agree?
Yes.
Jordan Clarkson will be 6th man of the year.
Well, he won't.
Julius Randle will get most improved player of the year. Oh no! Of course Clarkson won't get first team. He probably won't even make team 1, 2, or 3.
That's what I'm saying.
But he's been a top guard. So all these awards.
So then that MVP is that value, the most valuable player on a team.
Jokic. It's his.
But
we don't even have to talk about it.
But I
anymore.
think Chris
He's
Paul
got-
brings more value to Phoenix than he does to his team.
Absolutely not. You take Jokic out of the lineup, they ain't ever going to win.
And
If you take Paul out there, it's still going to win.
and if you
They would have been
take,
over
so then
500.
if you take Randall out of the lineup, you think
They're not going to win
so then why isn't he MVP?
because they don't win enough games. They're a good fourth spot, but Randall is great. And that's what I don't want. We've talked about it week after week. I don't want to qualify. Hey, I like to qualify the top 5 to 10 players in the league. The NBA is the most talented group of players in the world. NFL, Major League Baseball, soccer, hockey. It's so easy to pick those teams. It's not easy to pick.
So what position did Jokic put his team? What number did they come in?
Third?
Yeah.
Third? The Clippers are 4th. They're third. They play Portland.
And New York's
They came in third.
And no, New York's only in the 4th.
Okay, so the bottom line is we got to go now. It's time. We got a lot going on. We got a big week coming up. We'll talk some more about MVP and Julius Randle. This guy with Julius Randle in Phoenix, it's driving me crazy because Julius Randle is a fine player. He's had a great year. I love him. He's got the Kobe Bryant concept. He works as hard as him. I'll tell you quickly. I heard a little story about Julius Randle. He learned from Kobe that when I didn't know this about Kobe till recently, when the Lakers would travel and when they would go to a city to play basketball, another city other than LA, he would get off the plane and find a gym to work out. And that was his routine. I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Julius Randle adopted that when he played with Kobe. And now with the Knicks, he does the same thing. When they travel, they go to another city. When they get off the plane, the first thing he does is go to a gym in the area to work out. I mean, that's awesome to me. Those are guys that are winning, man. And that's why I like Julius
But you
Randle.
see his craft improve.
Oh,
right?
I have seen his craft improved. And I think Kobe's passing, God rest his soul, really made Julius Randle a better player. It's made a lot of NBA players better players. I just wish some guys would work a little harder than they do. But anyways, thanks for watching. You're going to have your opinions. Bet on these games. Look at our friends at FanWagon again. They're good dudes. They're our friends. Enjoy the playoffs. Enjoy the play-in the next 2 days. We'll have more to talk about next week. The real NBA playoffs, the non-playoff. They start on Sunday, I believe, the playoffs, and we'll see who's in what spot after these play-in. And let us know who you like. Thanks for watching. Thanks for looking at us at WWDBTV, YouTube, Roku TV, Apple TV. Thanks for following us. Thanks for liking us. Enjoy your week. Enjoy the NBA playoffs. Continue to enjoy hockey playoffs. What you want to finish with? Don't say anything about the Knicks of Phoenix, please. He's going to do it. He's going to do it. I'm going to explode. Oh, sorry.
Congratulations to all the Hall of Fame inductees. Kudos. You guys had a great career, both on the men and women's side. It's cool to hear everybody's story and to see where they're at now. And congratulations again, and go New York Knicks.
Thank you very much for recognizing. And I want to tell you something, an interesting fact. I have stats and facts. In the 2021 class, there's a player that has been elected to the Hall of Fame that went to my high school. Highest 10th high school in Downey, California. Rick Adelman, who of course was a great coach, a great player. But I'm so proud of you, Rick. Highest 10th high school. I don't know, I might have been 7th or 8th grade, and I knew I was going to highest 10th. Rick was an unbelievable basketball player. I got to watch him play high school. But congratulations, Rick Adelman. I'm proud of you. Highest 10th is proud of you. Everybody, thanks for watching the show. We'll see you soon. Watch NBA. Get your bets in. It's a good time of the year to make some money. Make enough so that you don't have to work in the next year. Work as a gambler. Anyways, thanks. We'll talk to you soon.
It's sunny in Phoenix.
It's sunny in Phoenix. Oh, my God. I know he was going to Phoenix. Please, I got to go be sick. Goodbye. Love you. See you soon.